Martin, you were very disappointed after the result at Sheffield, but you were also disappointed because you lost one of your good players, Moussa Dembele. Can you just talk us through how that happened in terms of the way Moussa went to Tottenham Hotspur?
Firstly, we wanted to play a very good team because I thought it was important to stay in the Carling Cup. Then Brian Roos was injured just before we started. Patrice was injured the day before. So we couldn't play them. Moussa Dembele stayed in London. Later I found out that he probably stayed there to go to Spurs, and that was not what I wanted, because I wanted to take him with me to Sheffield. In hindsight, it was probably better not to take a risk with him, for his new club, Spurs. Dempsey was not there, so we were not strong enough, I feel, to create a lot of chances and to be strong, and that was disappointing for me. That is why we worked ever so hard after that to get the players in, to make us strong again, because I felt we made a big step last year, especially midfield. And of course with Pogremiak we were still fine up front, and later this season in the preparation and the first game we were fine with Patrice, so that was good, but he was injured, so I was worrying a bit. And Dembele, of course, and nobody probably knew, or maybe people knew, that he had a clause in his contract, and if there was a club who was paying up the money we wanted for him and who was which was in this clause, we had to let him go, and that was exactly what happened. So Spurs phoned up. They told us that they would pay the clause, the money for the clause. So he left.
I'm told that's one of the reasons that Moussa came to Fulham, because of this clause. He wanted that in his contract. Should a club that he chose to move on to came in for him, he was able to do that.
Of course, it was before my time, but I don't think that people at that moment could do and could act differently. So it's disappointing now. We still make a big profit. It's still a good amount of money, but we wanted to keep him because we are a healthy club and we wanted to keep him. And I think, and I told him 5 or 6 times that it would have been better for him to stay here, because I feel that he's good, but he still has to learn a few things to be a great player. And then he could have gone to a big club, and of course Spurs is a big club. And he's happy to move there. But I thought, Man United, Real Madrid, Barcelona would have come in for him probably in 6 months' time or a year time. And I told him that, and I really mean that. But of course Spurs is a good club for him as well, and he wanted to move there, so they pay up the money. So it was still disappointing, because it's 2 days before the transfer window closes, and that is not what you want. So, but I know Spurs, they will always do that. They always wait and wait and wait, and that was why I was almost gutted, Tuesday night, and I think rightly so.
And so, with 1 day to go before the transfer window, I've seen a character walking around the training ground. I believe he's having a medical at the moment. You must be delighted that we will potentially welcome Dimitar Berbatov to Fulham Football Club.
Yeah, if things are going well, and if he will pass through his medical, then he will be our player, and that is fantastic. I think he's high profile, one of the biggest top scorers over the last 5-6 years in England. His record is second to none. He could go to other clubs as well, and he decided to come to us, and I was very happy with that, and if that comes off, and a few other players we want who on the list, and we work on that today, I think we will be in a very good situation to stay as strong as we were before.
One of those players is Clint Dempsey. Is there any progress with Clint? Has an offer come in yet that's been acceptable?
Not a firm offer, so we are still waiting. Of course, there's different clubs coming in now. 2 days to go, so now they're all brave. The vultures are there, to get our best players, but that is a situation I couldn't do anything about it. So I feel that something will happen, and if not, Clint is always welcome, because I will forgive him, the fans will forgive him, and there will be no problem. But I think something will happen in the next day.
Another of the players that are linked with Fulham is Kieran Richardson. Can you tell us where we are with him? Has something been agreed there?
We agreed with Sunderland on a certain fee, and we are talking to him, and I think it looks good. So the next thing is a medical, and if we've done that, he could be probably in the squad for West Ham as well.
And if all goes well and Kieran comes in along with Dimitar Berbatov, will you be happy with that, or are you looking to make more additions to your squad before the window closes?
No, we lost a lot of midfield players, so we still need midfield players, and Of course, we got Patrick in, we got Hugo in, Rodallega, we got Rita in, but we lost a lot of players, 8 players, as you know, as you will know. So we will try to get a few quality players in, and Richardson is one of them, Berbatov is one of them, and hopefully we'll get another 2 or 3.
One of the players missing on Tuesday evening was Brian Ruiz because of injury in the warm-up. Can you give us a report on him?
No, Brian Ruiz, of course, is our only number 10 now. We've got Clint in that position, we had Moussa Dembele in that position. Of course, Patrick could play off a strike in that position, but Brian Ruiz was the only one. He was a doubt, and he's still a doubt, but I feel I'm more optimistic now today because he felt, and he's not on the injury list, so we will have to wait and see for tomorrow, but he felt that he could play and could start against West Ham, so that's great news.
And John Adorisa?
John is back. We'll try tomorrow. We'll have a test tomorrow, but he felt that he was fit enough to play and to start against West Ham.
And being out of the Capital One Cup, obviously it's a disappointment, but I guess the focus is on the league, and the Premier League status is the most important thing.
That is true, but it's always in hindsight. You know, I thought that we could do it there, and of course Sheffield is not easy, you know, to go to a club like that, and will be difficult for any other club to go there. But for me, it's still disappointing because we are not in Europe, and I felt that that would be great, you know, to do something in the cup. But the circumstances were not were against us, you know, with Moussa and Clint and Brian and Patrick was not there. So on the night, I think we were not good enough to give them a real problem.
And just finally, in terms of Dimitar Berbatov, given that there is now over 24 hours to go before the West Ham game, is there any likelihood of him potentially featuring there?
If things are going well, if he will pass the medical, I think he's fit. The doctors will have a good look at him, and if everything is fine, he will be involved on Saturday.
It's a very exciting day, and we wish you luck for the next 24 plus hours.
Okay, thank you.